see my lights. But then I'm over here, so you'll have to look at the lights that are in my curio back there. Don't you fall. My phone stand is precariously positioned, and it may leave me at any moment, let's just be honest. It is being a turd. So let me fix it while y'all pop in here. But yes, I did finally put some, how could I get that to sit there? I did finally put some lights in that. Why don't you just sit up there, bud? Oh, you know, technology, it is not my best friend. And now I've dropped everything. You know, the whole day pretty much was set by the tone of Walmart. I'm not even gonna lie. Walmart pretty much set the tone for my whole day. Walmart pretty much just kind of ruined my whole day. And I've been trying to be extremely productive today, and it has not worked. And you would think that it would work. It's not working. Maybe I can use my pocketbook to hold it. Whoever's with me, hang on just a second, because this thing's gonna fall. Okay, hang on. You know, let's just use a pocketbook. Hey, that works. I didn't break anything. That worked phenomenally. Okay. What we're gonna do today is we're trying to break everything in the goddamn house. Thank God home chair was made tough. I'm gonna set that like that for a moment. I have my glue gun on. I have to get some crap off my table because the crap on my table is driving me nuts, okay? I put lights back there and I have lights over here now, but the first thing I wanted to do, besides pick up the mess that I made the floor, I want to show you this amazing wreath I got at the thrift store. You ain't gonna believe this. I left the price on it. Look, where's the $4 thing? It's on the upper here. There it is. $4. It's huge. It's one of the old time Christmassy things. All I've got to do is put a couple of poinsettias in it and maybe a ribbon. It's going on the front door. I may take it to Grinchmas, and then if it doesn't sell, put it on the front door. But it is huge. It is one of those really well made by the florist. It is one of those old time wreaths that rich people buy. That rich people buy. Okay. Earlier when I was going through all this mess on my table that has got to get fixed because I cannot stand it anymore. I've got to get all this stuff crafted because it's driving me absolutely crazy. Like Crazy Train Aussie. I'm gonna be there very soon. Anyway, I found, probably over here. There. I found my reindeer heads. That sounded so morbid. I found my reindeer laser cut out wood rounds. And then I found these little green, I don't know what they are. Wool, felt, heck if I know. Anyway, I found them at the thrift shop. And I had the cutest idea. And I don't have cute ideas very often. So, how do we got in here? Nice tattoos. You want to see my tattoos? That's Freddie Mercury at about 83 before he got sick. That's Chris Cornell's autograph right there. I've got Freddie in a Q with a crown. I've got a Phoebe bird because me and Peter Freestone are buddies. I've got a bird for everyone that died on my caseload when I was a parole officer. And I have Freddie Mercury's autograph here. Then I have my grandbabies. And then I have half my back done, but I can't show you that unless I have on a sundress. I don't have on a sundress right now. So if tattoos win you over as a sub, you should sub right now and become part of my family. Because I don't always just craft. Sometimes I talk about serious issues, and sometimes I'm just a complete court jester. So anyway, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you how my mind thinks when I'm in the store. So I was in the thrift store, saw these. There's 2, 4, so 6, 7. They have a little hanger already, and it's a little felt green hanger. Nobody's done anything with them. They just need to kind of be lint rolled. And I thought, how cute, because this is how my brain works. I thought, I have these deer head, laser cut deer heads. How's your day been going? My day has been a pile of minutia from the moment I got it. But you know, we're making it work. We're making it work. So I thought, you can hang up this little guy. You can put a head on him. You can put a little tail on him out of probably the jute. And then color in his nose with red with a marker, or put a pom-pom, whatever you want to do. And you have little reindeer ornaments. And I just happened to think that was just like, hello, smart, woohoo. Now I am going to have to put a little bow on his head to cover the hole. But you know, sacrifices are made when you craft, and you craft through thrift stores. But nobody else was looking at this, and I was like, how come y'all ain't looking at this? This stuff is, this is a good deal here, you know, bud. So there's his little head on. Let the glue dry for a minute. So the reason I'm getting new people in here, I look like a horrible, I'm crafting and cleaning, so just deal with it. The reason that I'm getting new people in here is because I have over 4,000 subs, but for the last little bit, YouTube has been on me to monetize, and I didn't want to monetize. Hang on, I have to find my cranberries. The things I say out of my mouth. Hang on, I have to find my cranberries. They have been on me to monetize for a long, long time. And I just really didn't want to, because sometimes I talk about things that I really just don't necessarily think need to be monetized. Because sometimes, you know, we go digging in the deep and we roll our bridges up and we have really deep conversations. I also got this pick at Walmart, and all you got to do is put more snow on it. But I'm going to steal berries, not at Walmart, at the thrift store. And so I finally monetized, only because I live on the plateau in Tennessee. My brother's from Newport, where Helene went right smack through. And we have been sending a lot of money for churches to be able to feed the victims of Helene. And to the point where we're barely eating, and we're trying to get ready for a craft show. My husband is a trapper and a tanner and works a full-time job. And life has just been getting really hard for us lately. And so he provides the internet, all this crap. And I thought, well, the least I can do with the subs that I have is maybe possibly pay a water bill. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, there he is. He needs a bow over his little head. Now I'm going to put a tail on him to weigh him to equal the weight. But look, you have a little reindeer. I'm going to have to put a bow on his noggin. I know. That's a little disconcerting. I get it. I understand. Oh, Lord. Let's see. But that's why I have all this felt ribbon for. We can just give him a little bow, and he'll look like nothing ever happened. He won't look like he was sniped at 2 a.m. I'm a retired parole officer. I have a morbid sense of humor, so you just hang on. It will get worse. It will get much worse. Let's see if I cut this too short, if I can do this. But I've not had the best day, so thank you for coming on and asking. How much money did that cost? What, the wreath? Or what? The wreath cost me $4 at the thrift store. That's why I bought it, because I ain't going to pay $50 at Walmart. Ain't no freaking way. The monetizations, for as long as you have 1,000 subs and so many watch hours, and I was way beyond that. They've been on me for years to monetize, and I just never have. But since we've been sending money to North Carolina, and we've been sending like 100 or so a month, it's become a little bit of a hardship, okay? And so we're trying to send it to the churches and the places that we know the feds can't get hold of it. And so we're just constantly doling out 25 here, 50 here, 70 here. And it's just to feed these people because these people don't have homes anymore. They're digging up their own dead because the government's not helping. The government's setting fire to the debris piles, knowing that cadaver dogs have hit on them, and they're just going, oh, we don't have the time. And they're burning people's loved ones. And I know there's not a lot to pick up after this amount of time, but you can at least give the family closure, with as much as you could scoop in a body bag. Did I say that I used to supervise murders, and so I'm very comfortable with talking about homicide pictures and dead things. Sorry, it is what it is. But it really frustrates me that our government has just kind of left, our hill folk out, just they don't care. They just don't freaking care. And it makes me mad. So we've been trying to do what we can do. We're podunk poor. I made good money when I was working, but then I got a neuromuscular disorder after a boy attacked me with an axe. Life story moment. That was lovely. I used to work at wilderness boot camps before I was a parole officer for the violent male offenders. And I'm here to tell you, I've been through so many leg surgeries, and it started affecting my organs. It spread. It's like MS. And they told me, they said, you can't keep working. You're going to kill yourself. So I went from working 80 hours a week and supervising up to 450 to 500 offenders, murderers, sex offenders, interstate compact, all that. And so it's been very difficult for me to transition to being a homebody and losing that income and all that crap. Now look, it's a little girl and she doesn't have a hole in her head anymore. See, you can make anything work. Now we need to put a tail on her. And I know that whitetails normally have a little strip of white in their tail, but I ain't got time for that today. I know everything about whitetail deer. Their genus and species is Odocoleus virginianus. We live off of venison in the winter. I am from Podunk, Appalachia, so but I don't have time to give her a little white spot in her tail, so we're just going to do the best we can. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Hi, Jane. Is it Jane? I'm about blind, so if I say your name wrong, sorry. So I'm just going to take this and loop it around my finger loosely. Loosely. I hope you cannot hear my music in the background. I'm listening to Chris Ledoux because Chris Ledoux always makes me feel better. And I think the world lost a massive, awesome man when it lost Chris Ledoux. Because Chris Ledoux, he's just it on a stick, buddy. Chris Ledoux was just it on a stick. I don't care who you are. He was it on a stick. Now let's see if I can find another glue stick. So this is just crap that I got today. And I was like, oh, I think this might work. And hey, guess what? I think it might work. So I found these little fuzzy balls at the thrift store. I've already put one of my laser cut heads on it. We put a bow on it and a little nose, fixing to give it a little tail. And I may have to better weigh the next few I do, but that's okay. It's a learning process. And I can always sneak something back here to weigh it down if I need to. And get your drinks ready, because normally when I burn myself, everybody takes a shot. I'm not telling you what to drink. Could be water. But I will burn myself, and you will laugh hysterically. And you're more than welcome to, because it is funny when I burn myself. Okay. I'm going to have to do that a couple of times to catch all the stuff. So I've made it top heavy, but it's still not that bad. I may put a little I may put a little extra bow or something on it to make it stay the right size. My glue gun is being a giant turd. Anybody else glue guns just constantly giving problems? Mine do. And this thing's been plugged up for 30 goddamn minutes. Anyway, it is crafting time for me because we go to Grinchmas in Putnam County, Tennessee, the 1st of December every year. And so from this time through, go ahead and take a drink. This time through the holidays, through Thanksgiving, I am just a crafting fiend. Okay, I've got that. And now what I want to do is put a little red. If you've ever seen my crafting process, it's just kind of as it occurs, it happens. So don't think that I ever had any of this planned out, because I do not. Hey, I found googly eyes. Should we put googly eyes on them? I mean, it's a thought. And I think I also found I found little ready-made bows. Oh, we can put that on its tail. Let's do that. I'm going to put a ready-made bow on its tail. Right now, I'm just trying to balance out the weight. Stick. Oh, not to me, please. To everything else. Thank you. Okay, so there's the front, and then there's the little tail. It's not all the way dry with that. And I'm going to have to raise the next ones up. That's just all there is to it. I guess I could probably tip these back and change the point of balance. Yeah, let's do that. Let's tip these back and change the point of balance. The first one is normally the one I keep, or the one I send to my daughter, because it's the one I will screw up on. But you know, that's how you learn to make these things. I need to make some gnomes. I've made a giant gnome. If you looked at my community post, I made a giant, like, he was like 12 or 13 inches gnome the other day. That was fun. Not really, but I like making gnomes. But I made 200 and something one year out of beaver chewed log sticks. And they were rustic gnomes, and everybody now expects me to be the gnome queen. And I'm like, I'm not the gnome queen. Leave me alone. A new friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the family. We adopt almost anybody as long as your behavior is okay. There, just tipping those antlers back made that have a different. Now you can see his little butt. You can see his little head. And I think he's cute. I think googly eyes would probably cheapen him. So I'm going to leave him like this. And I'm going to make 6 of these. And I think they're freaking adorable. And he's got a little cranberry for a nose. And I found these for $1, 6 of them for $1 at the thrift shop. So here's the bag they were in. Yep, it says 2, but everything was 50% off today. Well, the craft stuff, the big stuff wasn't. The craft stuff was. So I've got 6 of these for $1. So there's my little reindeer. Isn't he so cute? I'm going to name him Archibald. Okay, and I have enough to do all of these, but I've got to do a gnome. A gnome. And if you have never seen me do a gnome, let me please. I live in Appalachia. I live in Podunk, Appalachia. I'm a retired parole officer. I have a disorder like MS. I'm home now. I don't like being home. It doesn't suit me very well. I would rather be doing something. But if I am home, I'm going to craft. And one of the reasons I'm crafting so hard right now is because we've been sending a lot of money to North Carolina for the Helene victims, because my brother lives in Newport. And so we just, you know, we saw everything. I'm going to break something here very soon. We saw everything. I washed this the other day, and I have got it filthy now. And so we've been trying to send money for churches and stuff to feed people. And so normally the money that my husband will make at Grinchmas when he sells he tans his own hides. He traps, tans his own hides. He keeps farms in great balance up here. Farmers all the time are wanting him to trap their farms and keep the nest predators away. So you have birds. So because when you have birds, you have honeybees, and then you have great growing potential, because they will, you know, go through and make all the flowers bloom and all the trees and everything like that. So he is like one of the most top tier trappers in the area, but he only does it for the fur. He never makes anybody pay him, because my husband is an eternal Boy Scout who is just the sweetest man ever. This is the 22nd year of marriage for us, and it's been the roughest year because my health has been really bad, and I'm still on the verge of possibly losing my thyroid. And yes, I'm a big hunk of girl, but I halter broke cattle, and my dad was a blacksmith. I shot horses. But I make stuff out of real fur. So if that is going to offend you, go be offended elsewhere. My favorite song. I like your questions. You think I need to add eyes? Okay, I'll do eyes on half of them. Hang on. Well, I will think about this. I we can try it. My favorite song is This the World We Created by Queen. And it's a very moving song. When I was a sophomore, I actually did a like a little paper over that, paired with the Lady of Shalott, about how she had created her own world and could never find love, and because of her own demise, you know, her death came about because of her own demise, because of her own ego, basically. And my sophomore English teacher was like, how did you come across this? And I was like, I like old music, because I was way too young when Queen was around. And my dad was a pastor, so I was not really allowed to listen to a lot of Queen. If y'all can imagine that. My glue gun has been a little turd today. But my favorite song to do is This the World We Created? And that's my absolute favorite song. Right now I'm listening to Chris Ledoux. I'm musically bipolar. And listen, I have my master's in psychology, so I can completely say that. Okay, actually, I like the eyes. You may have been onto something there. Thank you. That's very cute. You know, you could put a little bar here for a butthole. Listen, I have a sense of humor, so just roll with it. I am going to secure this a little bit more because I can see a kid coming through and go, look, Mommy, it has a tail, and ripping it right off. Why is my glue gun doing this? I've got a deformed glue stick in there, and it's not wanting to let my glue out. It's making me mad. It's making me mad. It doesn't take very much to make me mad on a good day. And that's why I supervise murderers. I think they saw me at the police academy. It was like, yep, give her to the murderers. She's hateful. Okay, I think this is cute. I think this is cute. I think my husband was going, there were some hogs that came up trying to root out the cows out of the backfield where they feed them when they dump the feed with the big truck with the feed dumper on the back. I don't know the words. I just grew up on farms. That's the feed dumper. And so he was actually going to go out there and try to dispatch a couple of hogs because we put up 2 hogs. He got a bear in archery season. And it's coming up. Deer season's fixing to come up. We do not muzzleloader hunt. I hate smoke poles. I just will not. But we've been putting up a lot of meat because we eat out of the woods around here. There we go. This is cute now. Hang on. Let me hold it right. This is, well, minus the glue string. And then I tied his little tail down with a little bow. You could even put like brown ribbon with jingle bells or little pieces of wood as feet. I'm not going to go that far because I'm just trying to make something that's going to sell. But I do like the eyes, so thank you. The eyes worked. That was very cute. That was a good idea. Sometimes I don't see it, and other people have to see it. Okay. I've got 2 things I need to do. And I'm looking at one going, do I really want to? This I may not put here. This I may put in a little candle holder that I have with a little handle on it. Like this. It's just got a little handle and you put it on like that. And then do a spray out of it. But I have this right here. And I was thinking about gluing that right there. Turning this into a gnome. And having a gnome on oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Hang on. I was thinking about putting this on here and turning this into a gnome that lives on this little holly candlestick. That was my thought process there. I'm not going to say it was a great thought process. And if I turn, you can see my table's about to go away because, I mean, I am just crafting a mess right now. But if I do that, then when I do my gnome, ouch. This will be the color of his hat, plaid. And if you know me, you know exactly why I chose. Plaid is my favorite color. And then I have a bag of fur. Don't freak out. It's old sables, antique sables that were, like, see, they're finished on the inside, that were going to be thrown into the landfill because people don't appreciate these anymore. But this is beautiful fur. And it's great. And it's got some of it's really soft, like this rabbit down here is super soft. My dog is coming up here acting like something's going on. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is it? Anybody want a 12-year-old pug zoo? Because he's crazy. I made a big gnome out of this big fluffy fur. Let me turn back around it. And so right now, I don't have any fur from my husband because we've done gone through all the fur, except for I have a few coyotes left, but I'm going to turn those into bags. I'm a jack of all trades. Don't even. And so I'm thinking of using this because it's a smaller, it's like a collar. It's like a smaller one. And it will be a big, really fuzzy beard. But then I'm kind of like, is it too thick? But I love this color. But then I also have, hang on, I'll get to it eventually. Oh, that's the same end of the same one. Just fall on the floor. Go right ahead. I also have this one. Is this the one? Nope, that's the one I cut. Hang on. Hang on. I also have this one, which is, it looks like ermine. That's what it looks like. Very like a North Dakota, South Dakota ermine weasel, not like a warm. And I thought, well, we could give him a big beard and a hat, and it would look like he was just living on this little thing right here. I do have noses somewhere up here. I have been crafting for about 2 weeks, and oddly enough, it looks a mess, but I know where everything is. So it's hard for me to put stuff up because I'm like, I know where it is right now. Don't touch it. So that's my thought process behind that. I know it's weird. And I would probably use the thinner side. And what I do is I will make it wrap all the way around him so that you can't see the styrofoam ball. The only thing I hate about this is that then I have to vacuum my kitchen 5,000 times because of the hair. I normally go outside to cut them, but the wind is going like 50 mile an hour outside. I'm not going to cut fur outside right now because it will end up my nose. So, but that's what made it a good night for my husband to go out after hogs, because the wind's swirling. They can't tell where nothing's coming from. Okay, so I cut the sable, which would have been in the trash. And I hate to think about anything being put in the trash, especially stuff that's useful. Okay, this has got 2 flat spots. So I'm going to see which flat spot I like better. I like this one better. And what I'm going to do is fight with my glue stick, because it's got a flipping, boy, the times you need a knife. I got it. It had a knot on it. It didn't want to go out. I'm going to just absolutely cover this. Get out. Get out of there. Now, after I'm done, what I'll do is I'll sneak E6000 under the edge. That's the way I roll. And it's just easier for me to do it that way because I don't exactly see the weak points until I get them put together. God, this place is a huge mess. Really, my house is not normally this bad. I swear. But craft time, oh my gosh, do I play games? I used to love to watch Skyrim. My son would play it, and it was like one of my most favorite things. And I don't have time because when I was working, I was going to school full time to finish my master's in psychology. Look, that's going to be cute. And I was a busy mom. And so I didn't really have a lot of time. Plus, I was supervising like 400 violent offenders. But my son liked to play Skyrim. He also learned how to play guitar on the Guitar Hero. Wow, are my glue sticks having issues? Because I'm fixing to have an issue. And my son could play Guitar Hero. I mean, he can play guitar great now because of Guitar Hero. That was the best game I ever bought. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Thank you. Do you see that steaming off of there? Woo! That is hot. Okay. So what we're going to do, and you're going to use the fur kind of down here to also connect it to the top of the candle thing. And it just all helps connect it together and just makes it more stable and sturdy. I'm going to put the cut-in in first because it will look neater if I do that. Lord have mercy, now the glue is just a-flowing. Okay, we're going to do this, and I want his whole little back of his head covered with fur. I don't want anyone seeing any styrofoam. And I'm going to try to blend them to where they look similar. And this is much better to do this with this fur than to have this fur end up in the landfill. This fur was done, I mean, it was tanned by a master tanner probably, gosh, 60, 70 years ago. It is just beautiful fur. I'm going to go down underneath now and find the places where I need to attach it better and burn my hand. I'm going to burn myself. If I burn myself, feel free to take a shot. I do this all the time. So what do I was a parole officer. That's what I did for a living. I was a parole officer and a counselor, and I taught cognitive behavioral therapy to people that were violent offenders. I did some probation. I did interstate compact. So I had inmates that were on release programs from almost every state. And I was getting ready to start, because I was teaching cognitive behavioral therapy, but I was getting ready to start also doing the polygraphs each year on the sex offenders. And then I had an old injury. I had to have a fifth knee surgery. And they basically were like, oh, that could be a big nose. That's cute. They were basically like, listen, your knee is foobarred and we can't do anything else for it. And I had a lot of problems after the fourth surgery. The fifth surgery did really nothing to help. And they basically told me, it's bone on bone. You need cadaver cartilage. No, I don't want cadaver cartilage. Thank you very much. I don't share well, and I don't want somebody else's cartilage in me. We tried the rooster comb injections and all the injections, but it didn't work. And literally, I had worked there with no problems. Every award, I had a mouth on me, like I can talk myself out of any situation. And I had one guy threaten to kill me one time. I went up to his house to do a home visit, and it was like I lost my phone, Sirius radio, everything up there. I was the top of a very high hill. And he made the statement one day. He said, one of these days you might come out here and they might never find you again. And I kind of chuckled. He said, what's so funny about that? And I said, well, I've had you on parole now for about 6 months, and I can't even get you to do 22 hours of community service work. So you're going to dig a hole this big? You go for it. I will applaud you from beyond the grave. And I laughed, and he goes, yeah, I'm kind of lazy, ain't I? I said, you just a little bit. So I've always done well. Okay, we put his little nose in there. Do you see his little nose? Well, it's hard to see his little nose because it's all the same color as fur. There's his little nose. And I've already made Arctic Fox reindeer ornaments. I've already made like 30 or 40 ornaments. I have been booking it, Dano. I've been doing some work. So let me find a spot because he will not need a giant hat. And I want him to kind of have a sloppy hat. I don't know if that makes sense. It does to me. It may not to you. It makes perfect sense to me. I want him to have a sloppy hat. Sloppy hat, sloppy hat. And you always want to make the hat bigger because you can always gather it. So I'm just folding it over. And what I'm going to do is cut a diagonal this way so it looks like a what is it? One of those obtuse triangles. Listen, math was not my forte. Anthropology, sociology, and psychology was. So, but let's give him a hat and see what he looks like. I think he'll be cute. And we do not, like, when my husband takes these places, he buys everything I craft. It's really kind of my physical therapy for my hands. Everything I make, I give back to him because he pays for the goddamn internet. He pays for my phone. He pays for everything. And so I'm just like, here, I made this. If you can make some money off of it, that's fine. And then we do our donations. So basically, all I get is just a craft. But when all this stuff came up with Helene, we thought, well, it might be time to see if the monetization will help in any way at all. I don't know if it will. I'm not a thrill channel, although I can go on a rant like nobody's business. Let me sit him down here for a second. But I'm not, I'm not a pretty blonde that's trying on clothes, and I'm not one of those. But I do talk about legal stuff from time to time. I do body language analysis because I'm trained for it for my jobs. I'm just doing a glue seam on this hat right now because I'm too lazy to sew it, even though I should be sewing it. And so I just thought, well, we'll see what happens. Heck, if I can pay a water bill, that will alleviate that much more money that we can send to North Carolina. And in the long run, I'm not going to make enough to screw up the tax situation. I mean, honestly, let's just be real. And if I actually get to where I do, hallelujah. That would be nice. But I don't think people like me are very sought out on YouTube because YouTube is kind of a fantasy realm where you don't want to see people like you or people that you don't like. So people don't want to see somebody from Appalachia that hunts and lives off the land and digs roots and has wood lore knowledge. They don't want to see that. So I don't expect for it to be super lucrative, but if it could, offer $50 to $60 to $75 more a month for dinners in North Carolina for kids in North Carolina, that would be great. Also, they're doing a project Christmas. I don't know if it's Shoebox or just Project Christmas, but they're doing that in North Carolina this year for the children. So if you have not donated, you can go and look up the Project Children, or you can go to Hurricane Helene Relief, WNC, Western North Carolina. And that's a new organization. One thing that's making me really mad is that the government right now is trying to shut down. They're putting a quotas on all of the 501c3s that are trying to start so that they can get money, get in volunteers, get lawyers, and help these people. The government is not allowing them, even though there should be no restriction on them. And this is a normal thing to do when there are, massive weather issues like this. So we can see that there's something going on here that ain't quite plumb, but it's hard to educate the world about it because most people in the world do not want to take the time to understand what's going on around them, sadly. Okay, now we're going to put his hat on him. And sometimes I will put wire in their head to make their hat stand up. But if I do that, I always double wire it so that it's not sharp point because I don't want a child picking it up and taking its eye out. And I had wire like 5 seconds ago. Hang on, I'll find it. It is not normally this bad, but my trip to Walmart and everything this morning just kind of got me so off kilter. You have no idea. I made a huge owl wreath yesterday out of, I've got chicken farms that pick up the feathers for me, like backyard chicken farms. And I made a beautiful owl, just jump, a beautiful owl wreath. I hope it does well. Oh, come on. I just had it in my hand and tried to open I also have, if you hang on, here's my generic E6000. I also have one of the most special things I'm going to make. Like, see, here's some of my feathers that people pick up for me. One of them, I'm part Cherokee. I'm Irish, part Cherokee. So one of the most special things I'm going to make this winter are buffalo teeth necklaces. And I'm going to be doing those probably in the next 2 or 3 days. And there's my wire. And I'm really hoping that people like those and want to purchase those because it's a very important thing in my culture. Even though I look like my Irish daddy, my mother's gorgeous. She's dark hair, olive skin. She's almost, the older she gets, the bluer she gets, because I think she might have a little bit of Melungeon in her, and there's just not really very many Melungeons left. If you don't know what a Melungeon is, we have Melungeons here in Appalachia that have Spain, Africa. They have every continent represented in them. So Appalachia is not homogenous at all. I hate it when people say that because we literally have the entire world represented here. And it's like, we got everybody here, people. But when you gift those bottom grazing teeth, you know, because they were normally used for extras or buttons or decor, it meant that you were well-to-do. If you had the ability to gift somebody grazing teeth off of a deer, a buffalo, or another animal, it meant that you were kind of well-to-do. And I have a little Navajo Cree Sioux. He's a conglomerate friend. He's about 90 now. And he cleans the teeth up because I can't get buffalo teeth here. We only have one buffalo farm. And I don't think that would go over well if I asked him for the teeth. Just don't think it would. But he works for the slaughterhouses because they run buffalo like cattle now over there. And he cleans up the teeth for me and sends them to me really at an awesome price. And I put them on stainless necklaces with either buffalo charms or charms that represent either the color wheel, the health wheel, or some aspect of our culture. Okay, here we go. I'm twisting it so that it has more rigidity. So that way, I'm going to put the dull side up though, because I don't want a kid to be like, look, Mom, wow, and then take their eye out, which children should not be going through a craft show and digging crap. But, you know, some people just don't teach their kids to not touch things. But we actually welcome the kids to touch the furs and pelts and stuff because most of them never get the opportunity. So we don't care if they touch the pelts and stuff. But when it comes to my breakables, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Okay, so now I have, if you look over here, I have a gnome with a huge stick coming out of his head. He's on a pedestal, a holly pedestal with a big wire coming out of his head. It's doubled up and wrapped. This is what's going to hold his hat up. And I kind of want that to dry before I put his hat on. And I'll probably have to bend it to get it all the way on. But this is going to be cute. Now, the hat, the back of the hat that bubbles out like this is the back to cover. Got strings on me. Oh, I've got strings on me. This is the back of the hat to bubble, and this is the front. So I come down over this thing. This is so funny. I want to make it glue right to his nose. Stop. Stop. I know. You can draw a little bit more. Hang on. I want to make it glue right to the top of his nose, and then I want to make it glue right to the back over the hair, over the beard, the fur. Let me see. I have a little broken deer I'm going to use as an anchor for this. This is just a wandering like Moses in the desert. I can't take it. It's making me laugh too. Okay, that'll keep it from being so. That'll keep it from going everywhere. Oh Lord, that's funny. You never know what I'm gonna have. I even have I have teeth. I have shell. I have broken pieces of shell. I have vertebrae. I have ribs. Listen. I make jewelry out of I make jewelry out of almost any part of the animal that you can sanitize, basically. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to pop that down a little bit this time. Let's put his hat on. Listen, don't point at me. That's not nice. This is doing much better this time. I love these little hats that you can kind of make go wherever you want to make them go. I think they're sweet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this right around his nose and onto the edge of his beard. And then I'll start going around. But this is the most important spot because you need it to pucker over that nose and the hair to kind of grab it. If you're doing shots, I just burnt myself again. Have another. Okay, so here he is, just started. So we're going to widen out his hat. This is so cute. I'm sorry, but he's just cute. I'm going to widen out his hat. And what I'm going to do is kind of measure and see where it's going to go to. And I may fold some of this under right here to make it fall at a better place. And then I'm going to play with the wire and kind of get it how I want it. Okay, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to start gluing like this. And start getting him put together. And get that wire under control and get the hat pulled and anchored so that the wire will work correctly. Okay, tuck, 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 tuck. And then lift and put some glue, and I need more glue. Doggone it. I use a lot of glue, and I use the Gorilla Glue. I mean, it's the really good glue. So I would hope that nobody that buys anything from me ever gets it to fall apart because I am a glue connoisseur. I get the good glue. Okay, now I'm going to bend this forward a little bit because I need to work on the back. This is cute. It's coming along very nice. Okay. And you have to glue it all the way around because if not, some child will be like, look, his hat comes off. We don't want that to happen. So, and after I get done gluing, I will puff him completely up. So let me put this right here. Pull this down. And all I'm doing is just setting his hat kind of cattywampus on his head. Just kind of cattywampus because I want him to look like, he ran out the door quickly. And if there's anything showing that I don't want to show, I will cover it with glue and fur. And then you want to make the back of the hat as even as possible. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm tired, y'all. It's been a day. I have just not felt well today. I had to go to Walmart. I had to run everywhere. And I have just not felt well. Okay. Pull down the hat onto the fur. Press it into the fur. We have that wire in there that can go higher. Remember that. And you can make it go sideways. You can let it bobble. You can put it in a curlicue. But this is your gnome on a holly candlestick. Isn't he precious? And I like his hat. And you can even bend it down like you can do like that. I think they're cute. I like the ones with the wire in them. Sometimes I will actually get them and I'll actually curl them. And I like curl them up like that. And people just like them. I mean, they think it's kind of whimsy. And I think people need a little bit of whimsy, especially with the way the world's been going. So here is our little gnome. He's got good movement. He's got a hat. He's got a full beard. And I think he's adorable. I'm not going to name him because the thing is with these, whoever buys them gets to name them. So I'll let whoever buys him name him. And I tell them when they buy them, you have to take them home and love them forever. And normally they say that's not a problem. So I do enjoy, I don't really always enjoy making them. I'm just going to be honest. I don't always enjoy making them. But I do always enjoy seeing the people that buy them and how happy they are to find something that they've obviously been looking for and have not found until they come across me. So I just think he's cute. He's going to go sit by his big brother. And I like that he's on a candlestick glue. I like that he's on a candlestick. Gives him a little bit more of a Christmas thing. And I just think he's cute. I just think he's adorable. And I may adorn his little hat here just a little bit. Maybe with a holly sprig. Let's do a little holly sprig. If I can get this off of here. There we go. Let's do a holly sprig. Get off me. Let's do a holly sprig right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Let's do it. Do it with the pine cone the right way, Elizabeth. Okay, we'll put him right there. That will also help hold the hat. Okay, and the pine cone. Hold the pine cone, please. And I'm just going to push. I'm going to push until it kind of sticks. And I'm going to put the brown underneath the green. Push until it sticks. And then I'm going to put the brown underneath the green and hold it until it dries. Sometimes literally half of my life is spent just holding glue until it dries. It is what it is. Okay, and he has a little holly sprig now on his hat. I think he's adorable. So this is the number 2 gnome of the year. I have a lot to make. So today we made our first reindeer. Our first reindeer from just a fuzzy little ornament that I got at a thrift store. We made this. Did I make anything else today? I bought an awesome wreath. And I think tomorrow we're going to try to do some more. I just need to rest right now because I'm not feeling the greatest. I had a big day going to Walmart and trying to get all that crap done. So I'm going to rest, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I may try to come on a live tomorrow and do some more crafting. I may try to come on a live tomorrow, and I'll either do crafting or we'll do like, I like to do stuff that makes people feel good. So I'll be like, we'll either do crafting or let's clean out our kitchen junk drawer because we know everybody has those. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. We all have them. So it's either going to be crafting or let's clean out our kitchen junk drawer. We all need to do crap like that. And I hold myself accountable telling y'all that I'll do it. But I'm going to warn you, the things we're going to find in my kitchen junk drawer, probably not going to be the things that we find in your kitchen junk drawer. Because I live in Appalachia and my husband is a trapper tanner. So it might get a little weird. I did get a couple other things before we go. Of course, I got this pick at the thrift store for like 50 cents. I've got 5 or 6 more. I've got 5 more of these to make reindeer out of, which is going to be terribly cute. My motion lights now. I got tree topper stars and red trees, and this is basically just tablescape at our vendor place. I say our, at my husband's vendor place at Grinchmas. This is just tablescape stuff that it's broad enough to stand up on its own. Of course, I might find something to craft it. You never can tell with me. I'm so blind. Caramel love. Caramel or caramel? Because I will say it so wrong. I'm going to have to learn how to say your name because you've been very sweet to hang with me. I got, let's see, just a couple more things. Look at the poinsettias I got for like $1. Okay, don't go to Walmart. Okay, rich people give stuff to thrift stores and you just use it. Okay, take advantage because they're like, oh, I have to have new things this year. No, they didn't need to. They just wanted to, and so they give basically brand new stuff to thrift stores. Go grab that stuff up and craft. I keep dropping my UV resin. I'm gonna show you something else that I bought. That I got. It was the only extra I got, but it was cute. Hang on, I'll show you. I gotta jig it out. I got 4 things of sparkly gold ribbon. They were 50 cents, but everything was half price, so they were 25 cents. So all this was $1. I'm telling you, I'm the crafting queen. Somebody had made these, and they're just key fobs with little tassels, and they were just $2. This has Dorset sheep on it, and I used to show Dorset and Suffolk and South Downs and natural color Jacob sheep. I used to show that, and I had to get that for myself. The only other keychain I have is a Coyote fur bob, fur palm. I'm weird, so I had to get this. This was extra, but wait to see what else I got. Oh, I also got Christmas cards because I send Christmas stuff to my mods, and I have some Christmas cards, but I don't have as many as I want. I got for 10 cents a piece books to read to my grandchildren. I got With a Crash and a Bang. This was like had a seal on it. It won an award. Goodnight Gorilla. I think that's gonna be cute. I got a Junie B. Jones. Junie B. Jones loves Handsome Warren. I love Junie B. Jones. Then I got Disney's It's a Small World. And then I got Pouch by David Stein. And this is part of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. But my grandbabies, my twins, are in Georgia. So I'm going to read these and do private links, or I may let everybody's kids watch them. I don't care. And I'm going to read books for my babies. But that's not the best thing I got. The best thing I got, y'all are sick of me now, is this embroidered pocketbook. And yes, it is really embroidered. It is very nice. It has a middle pocket that zips. I got it for $3. It has this for all your cards and your IDs and stuff. It's got the middle pocket that zips. It's clean. And then it's got a back pocket with a place to snap your keys. I don't think I've ever had a pocketbook of that in it. And it's from Bueno. It's from Bueno. Bueno. I don't know brand, so I don't know if this is good or not. But it feels good quality, and all those are embroidered. And I love to embroider, and so when I saw those, I went, heck, far I'm taking that home. Me or my mother will fall in love with that, and we may have to share it. We may have to do like split visitation 6 months out of the year. I know. Is that not? It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the things you can find, and this has never been carried. Like, there's no wear on any of the straps. There's no stains inside. Just, again, some wealthy person, wealthier than me, just bought it and thought, eh. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll take it. So, yeah, I love the thrift shop. I know I can turn things into stuff. This was my only impulse buy because I used to show sheep, and it's got Dorsets on it. And I'm going to put it on my keys. It was just $2, and I was supporting some kid that makes them, so I didn't care. I bought it. And I put lights in my corner shelf back there. Do you see them twinkling? As soon as I get my craft curio out of here, my kitchen, and get clean, my kitchen will be gorgeous again. But I had a really good day, and I got a lot of really good stuff, and I'm going to be able to finish quite a few things. But today we made our gnome with a little wire hat. He's on a holly candlestick pedestal. And we made our little reindeer ornament. And thanks to our new friend in the chat, we did put eyeballs on him, and it looks much better. And he does have a little tail. And I'm going to make 5 more of these. And I may make them in variations. I would do more tonight, but I'm not feeling very well. So I'm going to go and rest a little bit. Add some embroidered spiders. You know those brooches that they sell on Temu with the spiders? Would that not be awesome? I did. I didn't take any pictures, and I should have, but I made Kim a dark red black dipped rose with. Well, I did a live where I made it, but you can't see all the stuff in it. I put black, copper, butterflies in it, red, black dipped roses, garland, and then I put spider and crows, well, ravens in them, and that's her besom broom for this year, and it turned out great. So there's a live a few days ago with me making that broom. And I made the broom. I got the hay. I spun it to the stick. I cut the stick. Well, my dad cut the stick. And I made the whole thing. And I always put copper and gemstones in there. So it had selenite, it had lapis, it had copper on it. And it had 2 teeth on it at the top, coyote fangs. So I enjoy making curiosities, odd stuff, weird stuff. But I also enjoy making, Christmas stuff. Oh, I know the prices were great. And that's the way that I can sell this stuff at good prices where people can afford it. But literally everything we're selling right now, we're going to Grinchmas in Putnam County in the first weekend in December. And ever since Helene, we've been trying to send money for the meals for the people that are displaced and homeless. And y'all, we're poor, and it's put a hurting on us. So just a few days ago, I monetized my channel. So I know I'm not going to make a lot of money because I craft, and I'm a retired parole officer who supervised murderers. And I talk a bit about psychology, or I try to clarify things, or I craft. It's just I'm not like the most entertaining person. I mean, I go out and check traps with the husband sometimes, and I hunt when my body will let me. I have a neuromuscular disorder. But I did have to, I monetized, and I've got over 4,000 subs, and I did not want to do that, but we have just been trying to find ways to send more money to North Carolina to feed those families. And I thought if I can pay a water bill, that's going to free up $50, $60 more to send for meals. And we're at the spot because my brother lives in Newport, so we saw this right, it went right smack through the people I care about's land. So we know that this is the time where people are lagging off on donations and thinking, oh, they've got it under control. They don't. FEMA, TEMA, Red Cross pulled out of there. They're telling now the churches that have put up tents, sorry, but if these people, you have to close this tent, and if these people don't have a good place to take a child, DCS is coming in and taking children. That is confirmed. I wouldn't lie to you. That is confirmed. And I am so irritated with the way that the government has handled North Carolina. And if all I can do is help feed some people, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I did monetize my channel. So if you're here and I like, well, what is it? Mutton dressed as lamb. I always think about that when somebody says mutton. But if you're here and you like the crafting, I'm going to be doing more over the next couple weeks. We're going to be crafting a lot. I'm going to be making some stuff. I've even got another broom to make. But hit the up or down. I don't care. You can leave a comment. I don't even care if it's a hateful one. It gets the algorithm going, and it shows that I'm engaging. I do have a wonderful sub family group. We really do care about each other. And I hated to monetize. I really did. But in another way, it's kind of good because I can send people to the Odyssey platform to watch Miss Sabrina Wallace, who goes by the name Synergy. So if you go to the Odyssey platform, ODYSEE, and you look up PSINERGY, there'll be a green one that's hyphenated at the very top. That's Sabrina Wallace. That's the Synergy channel. You will learn more about this Internet of Bodies, about the W band, about the W band that it had, about the 5G towers, about piezoelectricity, about how our bodies are being used as antennas and we are energy cells, and why we are having a lot of the health issues and violent weather that we're having. She is a very brilliant, like almost savant level brilliant person. I know her in person. She comes and stays with me a couple times a year. She is quite possibly the smartest person I have ever met. And I try to send everybody to her Odyssey platform, Synergy, PSINERGY. And, it takes a minute to get used to her. But if you listen and you research, you're going to learn a lot about the world we live in. And so I'm like the last bastion on YouTube, trying to be nice, but also send people over there to learn stuff. So go there and learn something. I do have an interview when she was here the last time. No, the time before last when she was here, we did a little thing together. And gosh, it's about a year and a half ago. Yeah, because she's been here once since then. And a lot of information that we have to carefully say because of the overlords. But if I could get you to go to Odyssey and look up Synergy, P-S-I-N-E-R-G-Y, you're going to learn so much. It's going to put you in shock a little bit because you're learning to learn a lot. But then you're going to be so much more well adapted to the world you're living in because you're going to understand what's going on. So that's what I like to do, and I try to be nice and craft. But don't think I'm super nice. I did supervise murders for a decade, but crafting is my passion, and I'm just trying to make money to feed people. The people that don't have homes, the people that are having to dig up their own dead, the people that are still missing their loved ones, the people that will never see their loved ones, not a part of them. They're gone. And the people that have nothing left, and now the government's trying to come in and take their children. And I just like it, if all I can do is help feed them, we'll monetize and we'll help feed them. So whatever I make, whatever it helps me like pay a water bill, then that whatever that money is going to go straight on to North Carolina. It's just what we should do because we're humans. This is humanity. We're all in this together. We don't have anyone coming to save our butts. We've just got each other, and we better learn to love each other, and we better learn to look at each other with love instead of with hatred and distaste and disdain. And we better realize that politics don't matter. That's not a drop in the bucket to the real world. What really matters is how we treat each other, how we wake up each day, and how we attack the world around us with a smile on our face and we try to do good things, and how we build healthy boundaries and barriers so that we can have good relationships with others. Because everything should be positive. Do you want to live in a hateful life? I don't. So that's what I preach. That's what I talk about. Sometimes you have to learn stuff that you don't want to learn in order to be able to overcome some of those speed bumps and get to a better life. And that's where Synergy comes in. So please go to the Odyssey platform and look up N-E-R-G-Y. It's a hyphenated, but it's got a green avatar. That is Miss Sabrina Wallace. And if you listen to her give her 2 or 3 days, if you listen to her, you're going to see a whole different side of this world. And I have actually gone through her medical records. I have gone through her court records. And I can say that this woman has been put into some horrible positions because she is so smart. She knows what's going on in the world. She was a big time worker in the internet, creating a wireless internet and making it worldwide. And when she realized what they were going to use it for, she was like, peace out. And that's when they really were, no, you don't ever get to leave. She did. And she's brave enough to tell everybody what's going on. And you should listen to her. A lot. Like every day you should listen to her. And sometimes she's flipping hilarious and sometimes she's very upset. Take it just each day. Take what you can take and learn and throw the rest away. You don't have to swallow everything she says, but you will learn a lot from her. So that's my rant. That's my Sabrina Wallace rant. I call her Bring It On. But test yourself. Test your theories. Test your ideas. Test your conspiracies. And do some research and figure out the world you live in, because after a long time working in corrections and seeing how the justice system is so dysfunctional, I think people really need to be far more educated about how the world functions. It's pretty bad. Oh, thank you, Margaret. It's good to see you pop on here. Hey, I wish I had free audiobooks. Hey, if you're telling me where to get them, go right ahead. But with your first word there, I probably don't think you are. Okay, I'm done for today. Go back and watch if you want to revamp. Leave me comments, hit the like, hit the dislike. I don't care. Just tell YouTube, hey, I saw this woman. I kind of like her. Don't know what to think about her, but I kind of like her. And we'll be back doing more stuff. Maybe we'll check the trap lines with David. Maybe we'll go out and look for coyote sign. Maybe we'll go out and check the cattle farm and see what's going on. Maybe we'll go on a ramble and try to find me more of these dried beaver log chew sticks so I can make some more gnomes. You never know what I'm going to get up to if I'm having a good day, if I'm having a good leg day. Otherwise, I'm on crutches or I'm on a cane. But you never know what I'm going to do. And if you haven't met my husband, you'll be terrified, but he's really sweet. We've had a rough year, but we're hanging in there. And I'm just a weird, kind person that hopefully will ground you a little bit in this crazy world. So I hope everybody comes back. There's no sound. Well, you might want to put your earbuds in. Oh, Lord. Move the what? Oh, you're a idiot. We do get trolls and we get idiots. We get idiots a lot around here. So I don't know what you think I have on my head, but let me tell you what it is. It's fake hair. Y'all think I care what you say to me? A decade of supervising murders and being with federal employees? I don't care. But if you come here to be a butthole, you can be a butthole. It logs your ISP, and anything you say is kept on the internet forever. And metadata can be gotten by any court, any federal court, any county court, any state court. So be careful what you say, because I lived in corrections world for a long time. Supervised murders. Watch yourself. Okay, everybody, go be kind to somebody. Make somebody laugh. Have a good day. Educate yourself. Don't be like idiots we see trolling. And I'll see you in another day. We'll make some more crafts tomorrow. Enjoy the trolls. They only last so long because their brains fizz out. Just enjoy them and laugh. Oh, that's funny.